how have you got the car to be where you want it to be, that you can win by 30 seconds?
Just shout at my engineer until he does something right. I don't know. It's not just that. I guess it's a combination of both. It's a combination of me trying to be a better driver and adapting better to whatever the car may give me on a weekend. And two, I push the team as much as I can possibly do, but sometimes something you might want, you might not get for 2 years. Sometimes something you might want, you might be able to kind of push it in that direction the next time out. So it's complicated. There is not an easy answer to results. I think it's a timely process, but I guess work hard on myself and work hard with my team to figure out how to be better.
People can think what they want to think, right? But for me, I know that I've still got what it takes to win the championship. And yeah, there's been some bumps along the road, but there's been bumps along the road for everyone this year at different points. So I'm confident that I've learned a lot of helpful things from the last couple of weekends in particular, and I'm confident as well that I can still perform at some of the heights of the success we've had this year. So still a lot of laps to go this year, and I'm very confident I can still win.
Is there something you could have maybe addressed a little bit earlier, which is becoming clearer now? Is that how it is?
I don't really think so. I think Austin and Mexico have been kind of two races that have been different to a lot of others. There's been some slightly tougher weekends, but some of them were kind of execution errors on my part. Some of them were maybe not getting the most out of the car as a team. I think Austin and Mexico, there was clearly some things that were just requiring very different driving for whatever reason that is. So I think those two are similar, but I don't think any of the races before that were bad or catastrophic. I think there was some mistakes here and there, but I think learning from the last 2 weeks.
Straightforward.
Hi Lewis, lovely to see you. Obviously so many great memories for you at this track and with the people here in this country. Obviously what happened last time out in Mexico, the penalty aside, it still feels like things are clicking. Does that give you hope that you can have a positive weekend out here?
Yeah, definitely. I think we've been going from strength to strength and making positive progress. So I'm excited. I love being in Brazil. I feel very much at home here. Get the best welcome here. So.
Brown said he would still rather have a situation like that for McLaren where they don't favour one driver and maybe they end up losing the championship to someone else. Do you appreciate that way of racing? Is it the right way to go racing, or do you think in their shoes they ought to maybe favour Piastri or Norris over the other when Verstappen's there?
Look, everyone's got their own viewpoint on it. I've had the experience of being in the team. Worry about those decisions.
You had some great moments in your career here in Brazil, your first championship back in 2021, that historical win, and then the gesture that you remember, the Ayrton Senna's gesture with the Brazilian flag. Last year you drove Ayrton Senna's car. You are an honorable citizen of Brazil, and you had so much other moments that were important to you here.
Yeah.
Do you think this country, Brazil, is the most special for you throughout your F1 career, and how anxious are you to race here again?
Yeah, 100% it's the most special place I feel like I get to race in the year. I think it's, of course, when I'm in the British Grand Prix is incredible, and I'm forever grateful for the amazing support that I have from my home people, but to be welcomed in another country where, if anything, I feel more at home because how diverse it is. And I always get asked if I'm Brazilian. Even before I got my citizenship, people would say I could pass for Brazilian. So, but I think it's the passion. I think it's the culture. It's very beautiful here, and the people are so lovely. And then this is the home of Ayrton Senna, so it's kind of like, it's a place I think
Getting up to speed quickly with the sprint format. Obviously, the weather's been talked a lot about this weekend, and obviously we will remember what happened last year as well. In terms of your own preparation, how important is it for you to kind of build up into it? even though you've got that pressure of getting straight into it?
Yeah, for sure. It's not easy. It's about finding the right balance. Of course, the weather can be very unpredictable. We saw it last year as well. So I think it's going to be important, to get up to speed quickly, but still trying to make as much learning as possible, because obviously we don't know the weather, how it's going to be, and we got to be ready for any conditions.
You seem back on more confident and better form at the moment. You had a little difficult spell. Is it almost better to have been able to come through a difficult spell, because you know that if one comes up in the future, you have the ability to deal with it?
Yeah, definitely. I think there's this year has been a massive learning so far. I think also being straight in a top team, dealing with what we're capable of.
So Andrea, as a driver, I would like to understand where the difference on the track with George, very experienced driver and fast, where you miss this speed or this time?
I think I think in terms of raw speed, George is very quick, but I think we're very close. Is just is able to put things together, especially when it matters. Of course, with experience, it helps, but also you see he's a bit more relaxed while driving the car. He's a bit more in control of the situation, and I think that is what making the difference. I think, in some occasion, I can be faster than him, but he's just able to really put the things together, and that has been the main difference at the moment. But it's been good to be alongside him so far, and I've learned a lot from him.
So, Nico, great to see you. A shame with what happened in Mexico last time out, of course, but are you all clear with what went wrong there, and I guess itching to get back in the car this weekend?
Yeah, no, I think so. I think team looked into it, obviously what was wrong, but yeah, missed opportunity for sure there. It was obviously a bit unfortunate because we definitely had some race pace on Sunday, but it's in the past. Obviously looking ahead to this one, sprint weekend, so busy one ahead of us, home Grand Prix for Gabi, so obviously interesting, intense weekend for us, but one of my favorites, very old school, iconic place, so look forward to get started tomorrow.
You touched on the sprint there, Austin, and the last sprint weekend still fresh in the memory, the brilliant P4 in sprint qualifying there.
Out of it.
And just finally, a little bit more generally, more and more noise being made about Audi's arrival for 2026. What can you say about where the project is at the moment, what you're seeing in the factory, the meetings and so on? Can you feel the energy building?
Project is in the making, that's what I can say, like for everyone else. Obviously big change, big shift coming next year. So lots of things, happening in the background and parallel obviously to this current season still ongoing. But like you say, it's getting closer and closer, and more and more real kind of by the week. Doesn't really have the biggest impact on us yet, but it will start to happen.
Hello, Fernando. So you won your first title here in Brazil, the second one here in Brazil too. So every time you come to Brazil, remember that time. What the best memories that come to your mind?
Definitely a very special place for me in my career. The two championships here, always very good circuit in terms of results. I think 9 podiums here in Interlagos. So happy place for me and the fans as well. Incredible. They had great champions here in Brazil always, with obviously Ayrton, but not only Ayrton, Nelson, Emerson, a great history for the sport here. So it's a special weekend.
Zach Brown said, if we have the two drivers and Max comes in and wins it, then we're fine with that. It seems like they haven't learned maybe from 2007. I know it was a different time then, but is this what happens when you have two equal drivers going for a championship?
Yeah, there is always the risk, but I don't think the scenario is exactly the same. In 2007, I remember Ron in China saying that we were racing against Fernando.
Behrman will get it. How much do you have to, obviously you're committed to Haas for 26 as well. How much do you have to keep your feet on the ground and sort of ignore all of that? But
yeah, it doesn't matter to me. It's one weekend they're saying this, but then when the previous weekend doesn't go well, they're saying the opposite. So the media like their headlines and stuff like that, and of course it was a great weekend, and I'm very happy to have done that. But I'm not really bothered about it. I just try and keep my head down, focus on continuing to have those good results, and deliver good points for the team as well.
last year as well. Does it give you hope?
Yeah, pretty good confidence.
Thanks, Yuki.
Hello, Yuki. 4 races left. You have to try to secure your seat for the future, but also to try to help Max for the championship. Is a kind of double challenge for you?
Not really. I mean, I'm just only thinking about maximize the performance, and I think that will come naturally in both ways. You know, like if I'm able to maximize performance, naturally I'll be in a higher, grade, starting grade, in the qualifying close to Max, and that will naturally able to help Max in the strategy in the race. Also, you can say that also in my career as well. So what I have to focus in my performance. Extracting in every sessions and help the team as well to give some good feedback, to make some good progress for the setup throughout the weekend. So I only focus on that.
Thank you.
Yuki, what could you say has been your biggest challenge adapting to the Red Bull car after so many years with the B car team?
Step in the middle of the season and jump into the complete new car. I think that's a natural challenge, I guess, and that's part of it. So yeah, it's good.
Just more generally, how much do you think you've learned from your time at Alpine this season, back in a race seat? What are the key takeaways for you?
We learned a lot. I think together with my engineers and the people helping me and pushing me forward, they have been super helpful. They have been very supportive, and I'm very grateful for the opportunity I've got, but also for the help and the push I had from them. I started the year struggling with the car. It became quite a difficult car after kind of Imola. When I started racing there, it was almost the best it felt, and then we started to struggle more and more. But they really helped me to keep the pace up and to find the problems I was having to drive the car. It felt tricky at times, and they have been very helpful to make me feel better.